So, setting up a voxel modeling program with a GUI. I don't have the voxel part implemented yet. Just working on the GUI right now. Um, it's in the style of some of the older projects, but essentially, um, having a GUI is going to be a lot easier, I think, and more accessible for other people to use. But yeah, basically, yeah, you're good. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be using compute shaders to draw the voxels into the shapes into the voxels. So, draw menus, we've got sphere, it's got a radius, an X, Y, and Z positions, toggles for both drawing and masking, an HSV picker um, for the color, and then it stores it in RGB. Got a button to draw it. Perlin noise, it's not entirely nailed down yet. Triangles, it's 3 points, X, Y, and Z. And then there's a thickness there also. Same HSV picker. And what's cool about this is it's retained. So if I were to set this to green, go back to the other one, it's still, you set it to some other color, and it's all retained because they're static variables, and just makes everything a lot easier. So I've got the sphere, I've got the triangle, I've got the ellipsoid set up so you've got X, Y, and Z location, X, Y, and Z radius, X, Y, and Z rotation. Cylinders, you've got radius, you've got a X, Y, and Z for the vector representing the bottom, like the center of the bottom of the cylinder, and the center of the top of the cylinder. Basically, it's BVEC and TVEC. Tubes, you've got an inner radius and an outer radius, and then the rest is the same. Cuboid, this is an incredibly hard thing to use. It's really an enormous pain in the ass, and it's not super useful. But basically, you can set these 8 points to be. They don't necessarily need to be. Okay, each face has to be a plane, but like you could look at something where this face is trapezoidal, or something that's skewed, like a parallelogram on one face or something like that. It's just a real pain in the ass to set this up. Basically, what it does is it takes each face and represents a plane on that face. There's an issue if you don't put all 4 points in a plane, where you'll get weird shapes, basically. It's not easy to use. So I'm doing an axis aligned bounding box kind of idea. So you set your X minimum, X maximum, Y minimum, Y maximum, and so that's something that's not able to be skewed at all. That's just square, um, square corners. I'm gonna do a height map thing. That's not entirely nailed down yet. I think I'm gonna do like diamond square and Perlin noise. Different kinds of different algorithms to generate that height map. I have a blur thing that basically computes the output color of a voxel by the values of its neighbors. And then there's this clear all thing. Now that's not as simple as it sounds because I have this masking thing. So basically, there's going to be this masking thing is basically for every voxel there's a value that's set that basically retains the color that's there. If it is masked, it won't be affected by subsequent drawing functions. So you can unmask all. Oh, Jesus. Yep. You can unmask all toggle mask values. So that's basically anything that is masked becomes not masked. Anything that is not masked becomes masked. And masking by color is basically we're going to be setting like RGB values, and then kind of like an amount that you're going to allow each RGB thing to kind of vary by. So you kind of set a value and a variance is I guess what I'm calling it. So I mean it's not like the statistical variance or whatever, but it's that. So the light menu is basically you're computing lighting on the voxels. I have some of these things implemented on older projects, but I'm going to be rethinking how a lot of this is done because I'm moving everything into the GPU. So that's static and per frame are the options there. The cellular automata, I've implemented wire world on three-dimensional grid. I'm going to be doing game of life. I'm not 100% sure what game of life looks like in 3 dimensions. I know what it is in 2 dimensions, but yeah, we'll figure that out. Cellular automata terrain is it's an interesting algorithm I found. Somebody put together. It's like this weird single pass thing that computes the value for every voxel, kind of like it's like singular. It's like a single pass cellular automata. It's like deterministic based on input conditions. Obviously, it would be anyway, but it's just computed as a single step. You got load, save, and reinitialize, which is the version of clear all that ignores the mask value. So it's just like a full reset thing. This library, Dear ImGUI, it's a really nice library. It's got a lot of different. This is just the demo window that shows you like there's code that scripts all this and shows you kind of generally how to use the major widgets that you would want to use and the minor widgets you would want to use. It's really actually a it's a very it's very much a highly featured thing for what it is. It's just a couple of header and implementation files that you have to include in your project. Another cool thing is I can set the OpenGL clear color through this HSV picker that I've got on the main menu, and it also reports the like the frame update time and also the frames per second value, which on this laptop it's running the screen capture software and this at the same time. It's this is not a super capable machine right here, so it's a bit of trouble there. But yeah, making progress on this one.